What's up, travel heads? In this video, we're gonna compare Taiwan versus Malaysia. For those of you who follow my journey for the past few years, know that I spent 1 week in Taiwan and a week in Malaysia. I want to talk about my experience and the difference between both countries. So let's start with the exciting topic like food. You know, I'm always traveling to experience the different culture of food, and that's what we're gonna talk about first, the food. I'd had to go with Malaysian cuisine for this one. There's a lot of diverse food choices in Malaysia, from Indian to Chinese to Malay, which is like a mix of Indian and Chinese. The food in Malaysia is strong in flavor. Can't forget about those roti and the curry. Thank you. Growing up eating very pungent food, Southeast Asian flavor, Taiwanese food have a lighter seasoning than what I'm used to. And yes, I do love milk tea, and Taiwan is the motherland of milk tea. Both countries have beauty surrounding, but if I had to choose one with the best attraction, I'd have to go with Taiwan. From the hikes to the temples to different things to see in Taiwan, we're talking about places like Jifun, where it's like a little old quarter and where Spirited Away was filmed, and then you have the Lotus Pond, which is just so amazing. And yeah, there's just a lot of things I didn't get the chance to do in Taiwan because 1 week just isn't enough. 1 week isn't really enough for any countries, to be honest, when you're trying to visit every part of it. Malaysia has similar attractions like Taiwan, from hikes to temples, but for me, I just find Taiwan's attractions more breathtaking. Now, which country have easier transportation? I got to say Taiwan has easier access to get around. And we'll talk about like cities like Taipei, where they have MRT system to bring you from left to right, here and there, to the main tourist attractions, to just other places. Taiwan has it from MRT to bus, and if you're trying to travel from like the top of Taiwan all the way to the bottom, you don't have to fly out there. You can actually take a high-speed rail, which may be a bit costly, but it takes you from point A all the way to point Z in a short period of time. So how to take the high-speed rail? For Malaysia, I took the subway around Kuala Lumpur, and it was still a bit confusing. It's just more difficult to find a ride around Malaysia from the top to the bottom. Both countries, I stayed in Airbnb, apartments, condos, and I got to give it to Taiwan for its unique and quality. Taiwan stays really made me feel like I was in a different country. I stayed in 3 different places in Taiwan. Our Airbnb is here somewhere. Yes, in the cut, in the narrow road. I remember that building I seen at the Airbnb. Urban. This is it. Is that it? And I got to say, every time I got off my stay and went to the streets, I felt like a tourist. I felt like I wasn't at home, which is what I really want to feel when I'm actually on vacation or traveling. You can just feel that ambiance that kicks off your day and know that it's about to be a journey. And I just feel like Taiwan has a lot more selective stays and unique stays. In Malaysia, I stayed in my friend's condo, which was in Seremban, where I didn't really feel much of that ambiance that I'm like in a different country. And now we are heading back to Jeff's home. It is past midnight. Ooh, fancy. Let's move on to cost of living. From food to your stay to just the cost of everything in these countries. Which one was more expensive and everything? I'll give it to Malaysia. Everything there is slightly cheaper than Taiwan. Just to say, their main cities from Kuala Lumpur to Taipei. Kuala Lumpur is cheaper than Taipei. For Taiwan's night market, they're actually pretty comparable in price to Malaysia's night market. Which country do I feel safer in? I got to give it to Taiwan on this. Of course, you just gotta always watch your belongings, but I just felt more safe in Taiwan. I didn't have much issue in Malaysia other than the time I almost got scammed in Batu Cave. As someone was just trying to sell clothes to everyone, telling them when you enter this Batu Cave, you have to wear long sleeve. Alright, I guess we need to wear long pants. You see someone there selling clothes, but it's really just a scam. Someone, the worker just told us we can just go. And another time was while I was in Chinatown walking around the Quint shop. Someone tried to sell me glasses, and then I didn't want to buy it because it was I knew they were just raising the price on me because they knew I was a tourist because they seen my camera. So I just left and they grabbed me by my wrist and I had to just shove their hand off my wrist. For language, I'd have to say it's pretty even, but Malaysia would edge out Taiwan because English is like their third or fourth language they would speak. Although I didn't really have a hard time looking for directions in Taiwan, as many instructions were in English also. For all my night owls, I'd have to give the nightlife to Taiwan. I don't drink, I don't party, I don't club. What is Taiwan known for? These night markets, and you're going to talk about punch shops and just little carnival games and tons of food. When I say tons of food, I do mean tons of food. Taiwan has many popular night markets like Shilin, Rauhi, Garden Night Market, and just so many more that I visit. It was a daily thing that I would visit a night market while I was in Taiwan. Malaysia has a nightlife filled with food, but you just can't compare it to Taiwan. Feeling like a tourist, which is fine for me, because when I'm traveling to experience different cultures and ambiance. I don't want to feel like I'm at home. That's the whole point of traveling. Walking around Malaysia, the different culture from Indian, Malay to Chinese. It's cool how there are like 3 different type of cultures so close to each other in one country. Have you ever been to either countries? What do you think about Taiwan and Malaysia? And which one would you choose to go to first? Let me know in the comment below. Next week's video, I'll be comparing Thailand versus Vietnam, so you don't want to miss out. So subscribe and I'll see you next week. Until then, travel heads.